What is up, everybody? Mike here. Today we're going to be working on part 3 of the arcade cabinet. So today I'm going to be cutting all of the panels for the cabinet. I'm going to start off with the bottom, back door, top, and then the front last. The front I'm going to do last because I got to make sure it lines up perfectly with the height of my control panel, because obviously it's metal. Can't do anything about changing this, so I'm going to save this for last so I can line it up, get that exact measurement, cut that to fit. And same thing goes for the width actually on this, since width on this exactly 23 inches I believe, but I'm just going to use this as a template, lay it out on my wood I'm going to cut the panels out of, and cut it about 1/8 of an inch longer. I mean, obviously I can measure 23 and 1/8 inches, but I'd rather go with Gorilla woodworking and just use this as a template. That way I know it'll be perfect. And I'm just going to use this to cut everything to the exact width I need. And I'll probably just do one panel at a time, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up everything along these cleats that we did in the last video and glue and nail the whole one side. And then I'll be able to take the other side and just basically lay it right on top of it and, glue it, nail it in. And then we're going to stand it up and we're going to have a cabinet today. So, well, we'll have a cabinet that's standing up. It won't be done. Probably be a few more episodes after that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the saw horses set up, get the saw out, and we'll start cutting. All right, let's get at it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lay out some measurements now. So like I said, this control panel is 23 inches, but I'm just going to measure right off the panel. So I'm going to give myself about 1/8 of an inch plus the distance of my saw blade to the fence, which I believe is 1 and what was it? About 1 3/16. So let's transfer that over. 1 3/16, right there. All right, so I'll go ahead and draw a line off of that mark and set up this fence. All right, we're all squared. Let's go ahead and give this a cut. perfect cut. Let's see what we got now. Hopefully we didn't screw up. Let's see. Looks pretty good. We are right about 1/8 of an inch, just like we wanted. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to use a table saw, and we'll cut a few of these to width or height, whatever you want to call it. I'll be able to cut another piece just like this for this side, out of this piece rather, and it should give me just about all the panels I need except for the back door, which I'll have to cut out of another sheet. I don't think I'll have enough room for that. I don't think there's any way to plan this out of one sheet of wood. I think I figured I would need about 1.5 for the whole thing, so, but that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom piece first. So I'm just gonna line it up. So we're gonna go right from this line here, even with this cleat. We already got our lines there. That's gonna be right there. I'll draw a line on this side. If I can find my pencil. Oh, there it is. So we're going to go ahead and line it up with our other line from our other cleat, which is right there. There we go. Disregard that line. Okay, there we go. Now we're going from that line to that one. All right, go ahead and cut this one next. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the bottom panel. All right, see how this fits. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and line up the bottom panel now and put a little glue and nail it down. I'm just going to line it up to this first edge. All right, so I'm just going to run a bead of glue across the cleat and the bottom of the side panel. I'm just going to use a scrap piece of MDF here to line it up with the cleat. That should be good. I'm just going to put a clamp on that to keep it in place. Make sure it's still lined up in the back. All right, that should be good. Just clamping these in place to make it a little bit easier to make sure it doesn't fall over. All right, put a couple nails. Okay, that looks pretty good. Gonna go ahead and do the same for the top. The top is gonna have a couple bevel cuts though. So let's line this up first with our angle here in the back. I'm just gonna make a line right here. And I'm gonna transfer the same measurement over to the table saw. And we'll cut this first. There we go. All right, now I'm going to transfer this angle over to the table saw and we'll cut that off. All right, so I went ahead and transferred the angle over to the saw blade on the table saw and cut that same angle, if you can see that. So we got that same angle. Now over here, we're going to line up the angle we just cut with, I used another scrap again and drew a line on where that back panel is going to line up. And we're going to line this up right to that so we know where that's going to go. And now I'm going to mark the front to cut the angle parallel to this front edge. And I'm just going to make this a little bit shorter. So that's going to go right about there. And then I'll slide this up to that mark and transfer this angle over. And we'll cut this same way. All right, so now we got this angle. Go ahead and use this little thing again. Whatever you call this, I don't even really know. I call it an angle finder. So we will line this up. All right, perfect. Now transfer this over to the saw blade and we'll cut that in. All right, so I'm going to transfer this line all the way to the other side and line it up so we can line it up with the saw blade to get our right depth on it. So it's right here. All right, so now we got our line here, so I can line this up with the blade. We already set that angle, and that should cut that right off. It should line up perfect. All right, there we go. Let's give this a test fit, see how it looks. All right, that fits pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one down, and we'll glue it and nail it the same way. And then I'll go ahead and cut out the top piece next with the other bevel to match that, so it'll fit really nice. Just going to mark this really quick, back and front, just so I don't accidentally flip it the other way, even though it wouldn't line up anyway, but I'll just mark it because I don't want to screw it up. All right. Let's see here. Back, front. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. Nice and parallel on the front here. I'll show you some close-ups of this when I'm done. All right, I got a cut out of this other panel here. Gonna go ahead and cut this again to our 23 and 3/16, I think it was, whatever it is. I'm just gonna do the same thing I did last time with the control panel, transfer the measurements over, cut this down, and I'll go ahead out of this. I'll be able to cut both of my pieces for here and here for the back. And out of the other piece of full MDF I got, we'll have to cut the front and the back door. So, all right, let's get that other board set up, and we'll cut that one next. All right, I got the other piece cut for the top that I was going to do next, but I forgot the top back panel there is where my speaker's going to go. So I got to do a little bit of routings. I'm going to route some grooves for the speaker, and also I'm going to do a second one for just an air vent, you know, let it have a little circulation in there. So I'm not going to cut that one now because I don't really feel like getting the router out and starting to route and do all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and as you can see, got my other panel laid on top. So I'm going to get this one nailed and glued in, and I'll probably just do the back one to give it a little more support for now. And I think I might just stop there today. So let me go ahead and get this one all lined up and in place. So once again, I'm just going to use some scraps to line up where these are going to go exactly. All right, let's double check this. All right, that's pretty perfect, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple nails through there. Perfect. All right, so that corner lines up as well. All right, a few more nails through here. All right, I moved inside the garage because I was getting dark outside, so I'm just gonna finish this last bit up in here. So I'm gonna nail this last piece in for the back panel, the bottom portion. I'm just gonna nail this in to kind of give this a little bit of stability, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a night because I ran out of daylight, like I said. So a little bit of glue and a couple nails, and we'll put this piece in, and then we'll take a look at what we got today. All right, just a couple nails. Hold it in place and we'll be all set. All right, so we got the bottom portion of the back panel in, and I didn't quite get as much done as I wanted. So on the next video, we're gonna do the front panel. That one I'm gonna have to cut a hole for the coin door and a little rabbit edge on the top for the control panel to sit. And we'll also cut the back portion up top here. That's gonna have the slots for the speaker grill and another one for just an air vent, and then the back door, and then we'll be done with that part of the cabinet. All right, everybody, I think we're done for today. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you'd like to, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and if you haven't seen the first 2 videos yet, go ahead and watch those, and we'll see you next time. Bye. All right, guys, we're gonna, no?